I'm Jen Kirk.
And I'm Lincoln Jesser. Today marked the beginning of the 61st Annual Youth in Government Conference in Sacramento.
And what better way to kick off Sacramento with a good old-fashioned joint session.
Matthew and Margarita report.
Thursday, February 12th, 12:45 p.m. 2,500 public officials, volunteers, men, women, and high school teens from all shapes and sizes and all walks of life have filed in to the first joint session under the Honorable A.J. Blumenfeld.
For the past 6 months, they have dedicated their time, effort, and hard work to take over the Capitol in a weekend full of laws, bills, and of course Valentine's Day. I'm Margarita Perez.
And I'm Matthew Arkfeld, and we welcome you to the first joint session of 2009.
There's some definite changes that I think.
Hello, I'm Matthew Arkfeld, and I'm here with Deborah Bowen, the current Secretary of State of California. And how do you think that the teens impact political society?
Well, they have a number of impacts. One of them is that they go home and bug their parents about voting and about who to vote for and how to vote and what issues are important. And second, I saw a lot of young people actually working in campaigns. You can be under 18 and still have a direct impact on campaigns.
Okay. And you talked about Facebook. How do you think Facebook impacts campaigning?
Well, what I've seen with Facebook is people talking about the issues on Facebook and online, but then organizing to actually do things out in a campaign and to work on an issue, not just sitting at a computer, but to go out and do something. And that's the part about it that makes it so powerful. It's not just an online discussion society. It's a way for people to connect, to know what their peers are doing, maybe even in another high school or another city, and then go out and do something.
Earlier, our youth governor, A.J. Blumenfeld, talked about the lack of expectations and how we should exceed those expectations. How do you feel that we can impact the real political society through this weekend?
Well, I actually have very big expectations for you. That in part, that's because I've seen how many young people did affect the elections in 2008. So this weekend is your opportunity to argue, figure out what your best arguments are about something, work your way through how to deal with differences in ideas about strategy, and then you'll have better tools to go out into the real world and make change.
Okay, and this program's through the YMCA. Do you think eventually it should go into all high school programs?
I'd love to see this program in all high schools. There are a number of programs that are similar, Girls State, Boys State, the American Legion programs, but I've been involved with the Westchester YMCA and some of the Ys in my local district, so it's great to see the students from all over the state. You know, if this was in every high school, I think we'd be a stronger democracy.
And do you know, is Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger going to show up later this weekend?
You know, I don't know. I saw him this morning at the museum's Lincoln's 200th birthday celebration. As you all know, the legislature is coming very close to a deal on the budget. And so if he's not here, I'm sure it's not because he doesn't care. It's because he's trying to protect your school districts and your tuition.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Secretary of State Deborah Bowen. And thank you. We're here at the opening session, joint session of the 2009 Model Legislation and Model Court.
I am a firm believer that government is a good thing. That government is our collective action as people. That government can do great things to help people.
Hi, my name is Jackie Pack, and I'm here with Assemblymember Hector Delatorre, and I just have a few questions for you today. So, do you think establishing political parties within the Youth and Government program would be beneficial to this program?
No, I think having discussions about the merits of the issues one way or the other is the right way to go. That other piece just creates more problems. I think in terms of you trying to get to solutions, trying to talk about the merits of something as opposed to dividing yourselves artificially in that way.
And you mentioned earlier that both of your parents had a limited education. What motivated you to go above and beyond and eventually run to become an assembly member?
Well, they did, because they would always tell me that they wanted me to work with my head and not with my hands. And that was very much an expectation in my house that I would go to college, and I had it for myself. At some point you kind of internalize it, and you know that you have to do it as well. And there's no doubt in my mind that if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be where I am today.
And finally, how do you think normal delegates can make a difference in government today?
How what? I'm sorry.
How do you think normal delegates can make a difference in government today?
You can get involved, as we saw with the Obama campaign. It was very much powered by young people, and there are many opportunities to get engaged. And it doesn't have to be, like I said a little while ago, it doesn't have to be just in elections. It can be on a specific issue, environmentalism or higher education. It can be any number of issues, or it can be just in the community, just helping within the community to to do support for young kids who aren't as good at reading, maybe, or being a reading tutor or something like that, or being a coach at a park, or doing something in the community, giving something back. That's the most important thing, because if our communities are working right and we're helping one another, then everything else will fall into place.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Margarita here with our Lieutenant Governor Q. So, what are your expectations for this weekend?
I don't really have too many specific expectations. I'm just, it's my third year in Sacramento, and it's always been such a tremendous experience, such a life-changing experience. So I don't really know what to expect in terms of specifics, but I hope to have the same life-changing experience, the same fun experience, the same Sacramento.
Yeah. So it is your last year in YNG, and are you proud of the way you ended it off?
Well, it's not over, so we'll see. But I'm certainly to this point, it's been a ride. Yeah.
So one last question: what's with the earpiece?
Well, the earpiece. You may have noticed during opening session, there's speakers coming in at different times. A lot of things logistically that have to be worked out. So Rolf Davidson, the program director, has a walkie-talkie through which he communicates to me during session, telling me about whether a speaker is coming up or whether a certain event is going down. So that's why you see me with the earpiece, and yeah. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Back to you.
The first joint session showed high hopes for a great weekend.
I'm Margarita Perez.
And I'm Matthew Arkfeld, and back to you in the studio.